Mr. Sibanyoni, good to have you with us.
Good morning, Mr. Ndoro, and good morning to your viewers.
Is it fair to say that you scored some victories last year? I mean, when it comes to hate speech, one looks at the Catzavelos issue, of course, that is probably one of the bigger ones from last year.
Absolutely, Mr. Ndoro. It was our milestone in those cases, the Adam Catzavelo case, as well as the smash and grab case, and then as well as the mediation that we had at the Mamelodi Daycare Hospital, where Mrs. Martha Mare was chained to a bed. And then, but I must say, these are the cases that came to the public. We've got 9 offices as the South African Human Rights Commission in each and every province. Now, there are a number of cases in the equality courts that were taking place in the various provinces in South Africa. And then that, unfortunately, they were not in the public domain.
So those are the ones that were in the public domain. The ones that were not in the public domain, were you successful with the majority of those?
Absolutely, we were successful. We were successful. There were cases in Limpopo province. There were also cases in KZN, as well as in the Free State.
I want to talk about the Supreme Court of Appeal that found the current definition of a hate speech to be unconstitutional after it ruled that former diplomat John Kwelani's opinion on same-sex marriage was hurtful, but did not amount to hate speech under the current definition. What does that mean to you as the Human Rights Commission?
You know what it means to us as the Human Rights Commission? We are saying the Constitutional Court should be the forum that must rule on this. We have, as the commissioners and as the Commission, sat down and said, really, with respect, you know, whenever a court passes a sentence or a judgment, Mr. Ndoro, we say, we feel that the magistrate or the judge has erred in doing this. So, as the South African Human Rights Commission, we strongly feel that the SCA, the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein, has erred in doing this and saying the Section 10 of PEPUDA. PEPUDA means the promotion of equality and prevention of unfair discrimination. That is not, is too wide.
Yes. So
we have taken a decision that we will appeal the decision of the SCA.
Okay, because basically the SCA is saying that then Parliament should rewrite the vague and overbroad law meant to protect against discrimination. But while this is taking place, if I come to the Human Rights Commission with a complaint, what happens to my complaint?
Exactly, Mr. Ndoro. Because there will be people who are approaching the South African Human Rights Commission in the process. The SCA has given Parliament 18 months, a year and 6 months. And Parliament, I'm a former member of Parliament, an MP. I know it's going to take some time before they come up with a bill, before they process the bill through both houses of Parliament, and what will be happening. We don't want that there should be a vacuum in the meantime.
Let's look at some of the cases that are still ongoing, and one of the bigger ones has got to be the Ibn Etzebeth issue. Where is that at the present moment?
At the present moment, it's at court, and I must say, Mr. Ndoro, to say the lawyers of the South African Human Rights Commission, as well as the lawyers of Mr. Ibn Etzebeth, have agreed that this matter should not be ventilated in the media. Because the matter, we use the Latin term, which says it is sub judice.
Yes.
In other words, it's subject to a judicial process.
Okay.
We respect also that principle of sub judice when the matter is before the court, that we don't talk about it. But we say the community at Langenberg have been complaining, and then the truth shall prevail at the end of the day.
Okay. I want to talk about something that which is social media and how, as the South African Human Rights Commission, you are investigating complaints related to alleged hate speech directed at people of the Hindu faith on social media. How do you approach something like that from a social media aspect? Because that's hard to control.
In fact, it's hard to control. Maybe let me start by saying, it's so unfortunate that social media should be used to educate people. Social media should be used to pass good messages and the like. But unfortunately, some people are using it in a negative form. And as the Human Rights Commission, we've got powers, both in terms of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa Act, yes, 108 of 1996, as well as the South African Human Rights Commission Act, number 40 of 2013. We have powers to investigate where there are some violations of basic human rights. We don't wait for complaints to take place. Mm-hmm. And then it is also a cause for concern as the South African Human Rights Commission that the social media is being abused, Mr. Ndoro.
Very true. Thank you so much for updating us, the South African Human Rights Commissioner there, Jonas Sibanyoni. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for inviting us. And during this year, we are going to be celebrating 25 years since we were established. Yep. And we hope that the ENCA will be part of the media that will be covering us at the Constitutional Hill, next to the Constitutional Court, where we are going to be using our powers, biting powers as well as backing powers as the South African Human Rights Commission.
Okay, that's an invitation. We'll be there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.